The pot tilted. A torrent of green liquid poured down, plastering the woman's face. She was left breathless, covered in a gooey mess. When the firefighters arrived, all they saw was that the beeswax had already solidified. The woman couldn't breathe, her hands frantically scratching at the mess. The handsome guy could only hold her down for a moment.
I need you to stay relaxed. You're in good hands, I promise.
The team doctor took a surgical knife and made a cut on the woman's mouth, using an ice cream stick to press down her tongue for examination. She discovered that the beeswax had completely blocked her esophagus. They had no choice but to insert a flexible tube to deliver oxygen. They quickly rushed her to the hospital for further treatment. The staff at the beauty salon were all terrified by the incident. A lightning bolt struck the man sunbathing. The sand on the man's body was unexpectedly melted into glass. Fresh blood gushed out from the sand. Just a moment ago, the boy took advantage of his father's sleep and dug a hole to bury him. The mother and son looked on with great satisfaction, even splashing a basin of cold water on him. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck, and the high temperature turned the sand into glass. When the firefighters arrived, the man's blood pressure was rapidly dropping due to excessive bleeding. They carefully shattered the glass and moved it away. However, when they peeled away the surface sand, they discovered that a piece of glass had pierced the man's carotid artery. Fortunately, the temperature was extremely high, allowing the wound to quickly scab over. While they were dressing the man's wound, they continued to dig the sand with all their might. Just as they were about to rescue him, the man's arm started bleeding again. His wife and son were terrified. Seeing this, the team quickly tied a tourniquet on the man and proceeded with emergency bandaging, finally averting a life-threatening situation. The mother and son finally breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that from now on, they will no longer dare to play with sand. A rebar stuck in the dude's head, yet he required the firefighter to post on social media first. But when he saw the rebar, he completely lost his composure. Don't know how he was still alive. Buck also confused. Bob tried to confront him.
Because you are the luckiest and the unluckiest son of a bitch on the face of the earth all at the same time.
Okay, you guys, I can't even feel this.
I know.
The firefighter carefully inserted the shim, secured the neck, and cut through the rebar. Then, they loaded the dude and the car onto the truck. At this moment, the dude was still obsessing over his car. Buck expressed helplessness. Probably buff most of that out. Do you think the man will be survived? The dude felt like he was about to give birth when he turned around. Just moments ago, the dude called 911, claiming something moving inside his belly. The captain asked if he had any other symptoms. He denied it, but his friend was mocking him on the side.
Oh, he's been having a lot of gas.
Shut up!
Just as the captain was examining him.
Oh my god, no, I'm gonna burst, I'm gonna explode!
In the ambulance, the man kept shouting. When they looked, it turned out to be a tapeworm. His friend was gleeful on the side. It must have been because of the sushi they had tonight. Seeing the dude in severe pain, Buck started pulling out the worm barehanded. The worm was a whopping 10 meters long. It took 5 minutes to pull it out.
It's like playing Russian roulette with parasites. Circle of life.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Elton John had in mind when he wrote that.
This is gonna be like 6 or 7 feet.
After seeing this, would you still dare to eat sushi? The girl lay on the bed unresponsive. Her mother, seeing the empty pill bottles nearby, was shocked. She quickly called 911. After the rescue, the girl was finally revived. The father apologized. He never expected that coming out would make the girl kill herself, but the girl said she was being bullied.
And they kept saying, "You're nothing and you're the worst and you should go kill yourself and no one would care if you did and you should die."
The mother was very angry. She drove to the bully's house. They were having a party. Seeing the police, the bully immediately panicked and hid something in her bag, pretending to be calm and greeted her.
Your neighbors called to complain.
Officer, I promise you, no one here is smoking marijuana.
No, see, they called to say some skanky teenage hoe living up in here.
The police found a bag of drugs in her bag, but not before she threatened on her way out.
You are in such trouble. My father's an attorney.
Tax attorney.
Don't play the roller coaster with your fat friends, otherwise. It was the two men's first time playing a roller coaster. Nobody noticed the safety bar wasn't properly secured. Because of the fat guy's big belly, The coaster slowly climbed to the top and then zoomed downward. Suddenly, the safety bar popped up. Man got flung out in a split second. Life or death was uncertain. To make matters worse, the coaster broke down and stopped at the very peak. Everyone was left hanging upside down in midair. The guy could only cling on for dear life, but with 666 pounds of weight, he wasn't gonna hold out for long. The coaster broke down. The fat guy was left hanging upside down in midair. The firefighter, Buck, climbed up the track to the top, secured the safety rope, and instructed the guy to raise his arm and pass through the rope, but the man was very scared and couldn't move at all. He was also worried about his embarrassing situation being captured by people below and spreading all over the internet. Buck reached out his hand to try to pull him, but then later, the guy's family came to confront Buck, accusing him of failing to save the person. Buck felt deeply guilty and blamed himself, so he could only seek help from a psychologist.
God. I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, why? You're fantastic.
The robber caught the girl and was about to kill her. The 911 operator immediately shouted his name on the phone.
Who is this?
She told him the police were on their way to the girl's house. It wouldn't be long before he was caught, but she was willing to help him escape as long as he didn't harm the girl. The robber agreed and followed her instruction, locking the girl up and then walking out the back door. Here is the black cop. Sucked into the airplane turbine, man was miraculously unharmed. Just a moment ago, two blackies were moving luggage. The chubby one urgently needed to use the restroom. He quickly grabbed the luggage and stuffed it into the car. He even forcefully squeezed a package into the driver's seat, accidentally pressing on the accelerator. The luggage cart went out of control. Just as the man was directing the plane to park, he was knocked to the ground by the out-of-control luggage cart. The cart spun wildly. The blackies realized they were in trouble. Chubby quickly started the car and overturned the runaway luggage cart. However, as he was about to cheer, he was unexpectedly sucked into the turbine of the plane behind him. Firefighters quickly arrived at the scene. The team leader initially thought the man was dead. To everyone's surprise, the man's foot moved slightly. The team leader promptly instructed the team to initiate the rescue. They removed the cover, dismantled the fan blades, and found that the blades were deformed. However, the man was still alive, only suffering minor superficial injuries. It was unbelievable for everyone. It turned out that a golf club had gotten stuck in the turbine, saving his life.